Ho, 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 you fuckers! It is time. And what we are going to do is we are going to... Oh, how about that? I just got a notification for my own live stream. I got a Mountain Dew right here, and I'm just gonna tune in so that way I can read the comments on my phone like last time. See, just a few live streams ago, I decided to start shooting them at a good Wi-Fi location with the iPad, and we got some people shooting other people somewhere in the background, and let's see, not gonna enter the password this time, but I am going to look at my own stuff, so let's see. Up there I am. Look at that mess. Now let's say hi to the good people. Let's see, we've got 6 people in here so far. Pup man, hi, how you doing? He says, sup bro, talk about Sinister. I don't know Sinister, so whatever. Jack Janes, hi, how you doing? Mad Max 81, hi, how you doing? Horror Master says hello, hey, how you doing? Alright, live stream up and running. You goddamn right it's up and running. Ride the loneliness, get my name. Ha ha ha, I'm lonely. Yeah, and you will be for the rest of your life. Don't count on having children, but that'd be a good thing because then you'll have money. Of course, as you get older and you don't have children, people are gonna say, oh, you're being selfish. Yeah, so, I like money. Vengeance Falls 96 has both holes. How are you doing? Doing pretty good. How about you? Let's see. What else? Space Void Studios. Greetings, Killbot. Hey, how are you? The Desecrator says, you couldn't pay me to miss this shit. Love you, Tony. Aw, why, thank you. Joshua Harrison says, heavy metal parking lot. That's pretty accurate, isn't it? Do a death metal scream. From Noah the Metalhead Kid. Well, I won't do a scream, but I will do... Smash face! How's that? Got a lot to talk about on this fine holiday season. As you can see, I'm wearing my Santa hat because I'm feeling real good this week. Everybody's wanting to spread Christmas cheer, and I'm wanting to be a big, bad, mean old Grinch. The funny thing about Christmas is I do my video a few years ago, why I don't celebrate holidays. Why I hate holidays is what it's called. And all of a sudden, all these family members are coming out like, oh, you don't really hate this holiday, do you? Because you always have such a good time. Yeah, I have a good time because I'm around you people. And once I'm not around you people, I go, oh, thank God I don't have to be around these people anymore. And, you know, put on a smile and behave myself and not whip out my pee-pee and start naked dancing in front of everybody. It's just so hard to not misbehave, you know what I mean? And also, you know, around Christmas time, you're expected to give things to people and write cards and give gifts and things like that, and I just don't want to do it. I'm a greedy bastard, and I like my money. Okay, but in all seriousness, you know, I give my reasons for why I don't like holidays and why I don't want to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and, you know, even Halloween. A lot of people ask about Halloween. I went easy on Halloween in that video because, you know, it is still kind of fun, you know, just to drive around and see the lights and see the decorations. And after all, it is spooky month. So that means that you're going to see a lot of horror movie posters and a lot of horror movie t-shirts from people walking around, and that's kind of cool. I don't mind Halloween. It's when you get to Christmas, however, that people start acting insane and they act mean towards their children in the supermarkets. Mommy, I want that toy. Well, you can have that toy when you get a job and you get older and you have to suffer like I had to suffer. Hey, I've seen people do that to their children too. It's like, come on, they're excited. You take them Christmas shopping, and what do you expect? You know what I mean? Whoa, hot damn, I got a 10 euro super chat. Whoa, thank you, Alpha Royal. Hey, Tony, been watching for about 2 years so far. Thank you so much for introducing me to death metal and industrial. Very appreciate, man. Keep it up. What's your favorite Beatles album? Thanks. Well, I like the White Album myself. Experimental, but that's why I like it. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's when the Beatles stopped being as magical. I don't know. I think it was misunderstood upon its time, but now there are a couple songs on there that kind of piss the shit out of me. Obla Dee, Obla Da. Even Paul McCartney said it was granny shit. I'm serious. He actually said that, and I don't blame him. Okay, huge ass says fucking Nickelback. Well, okay, yeah. That's what, if that's what tickles your pickle. Felix Orlando says, my guy, you are funny. Thanks for the awesome content. Thank you very much. I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and that's why I wanted to do a live stream. I announced it yesterday. Obviously, a lot of you have seen these announcements, and that's why you're here. We've got 86 fine, wonderful, fabulous, lovely people here to drink Mountain Dew and celebrate the metal with me. Your Santa hat is very death metal of you. From Vicky Rangel. Why, thank you. There's something inside the chimney. It's coming down. I feel like burning. Turns the gas on. You let loose of the presents. Been wanting them too long. My gas bill heats up. That's my Christmas version of Hammer Smash Face. I don't know. Chimney burned ass, we'll call it. I don't know. Now, what was I talking about with Christmas? What was I talking about? Well, adding on to my Christmas thing, I started getting alienated with the whole holiday spirit thing right when I was a teenager, because I started to notice that a lot of adults, particularly in my family, they tend to act like children around Christmas time. They act more like children than the actual children. Okay, most of the time, you get a kid a gift, and they're grateful for it. And part of the reason they're grateful for it is because, hey, they realize they could get nothing. Or their parents say, hey, you know, even if you don't like the gift, we can give it at Goodwill later, but you're gonna smile and say thank you when they give it to you. Okay, that's fair enough. But when you have the adults, and they expect iPads and big expensive gifts and everything, they're just, and then they get less than what they were expecting, they start getting entitled and evil. I'll tell you a little story. I had some step-grandparents who set a spending limit on different members of the family, okay? So they agreed that they would only spend like $15 gifts on each person, because there's just such a big family, they just couldn't spend expensive gifts. Well, the gift exchange happened, and they gave one family member a thing of Brazilian pistachios, since this person liked pistachios. And these were the imported, really good, expensive pistachios, okay? They opened the presents. Mama, really? Pistachios? You're being cheap. Bah, 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 bah. They stormed out of there madder than hell. And later on, like a month later, oh yeah, she's being cheap. All the grandkids are getting things and blah, 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 blah. And somebody else asked her, well, were the pistachios good? Well, that's not the point. The point is she's being cheap. Come on, y'all. It's like, seriously, you want to see, you know, some choosing beggars and entitled people? Go on Reddit around Christmas time. You're going to see a whole lot of new uploads and screenshots of text messages from coworkers and family members. Oh, well, you didn't get me this gift, and you got them this, and you didn't get me that. Believe me, I got a couple stories like that in my own family, and it ain't pleasant. It's part of why I stopped giving gifts out. And the thing is, adding on to my Why I Hate Holidays video, you're not gonna just talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk too. So I went out and told people, I'm like, please, for the love of God, don't get me anything. I'm not going to reciprocate. I'm gonna feel like an asshole if you give me things. Okay, just know that I'm not planning on giving anything back if you give me something. And if you want your presents back, I'll be more than happy to do so. Oh, fuck you! I'm feeling giving. I'm in the holiday spirit. It's like, okay. When they throw things at you, it's kind of hard to, you know, throw it back if they're being nice about it. It's like, oh, well. Let's see. Iglesia Muerte gives a super chat of $2. Yeah, thank you, dude. You like Code Orange, the band? I saw them live once. It almost killed me, the mosh pit. I had to watch that show from outside. That shit got too dangerous. Now, the band was pretty good. No, a bit tough guy. Kind of, but, you know, good stuff. They're probably really nice people. Oh, Mr. Cyclops gave a super chat of $2 too. Wow, thank you. Hey, Tony, could you do a review of some Cataclysm from Mr. Cyclops? I could probably do that. I like their 2006 album. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember really liking it when I heard it a bunch of years ago. Let's see. DSI for Life says you should make a full version of Chimney Burned Ass. Yeah, I should. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. RG says, hello, fucker. Zypher says, what's the best Mountain Dew flavor? Personally, I like the regular the best. The original. You know, a lot of people like Code Red. I think it tastes like horse piss. Some people like these new voltage ones, and I think it tastes like cat piss. Some people like Baja Blast, and actually I think it's pretty good. But still, I'd rather have the regular Mountain Dew. It makes life so much more bearable, especially around these holiday times. Tell me, folks, what are some interesting entitled family stories? It could be about the gift exchange. It could be about some weird Christmas dinners you had to suffer through. Tell me in the comments and I will recite them for you. Probably. The Frozen Fire says Christmas is metal as fuck. Well, in that case, you need to listen to Halford 3 Winter Songs. It's a very metal Christmas album. There's a song on there, O Come, O Emmanuel, or something. In fact, I got that CD in my truck. Anthony Vadano. Hey, Tony, I can't stay for long, but I just want to let you know that you're my favorite YouTuber of all time. Grind on and keep up the amazing work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, amazing work. This upcoming video that I've been promoting for a while now, and am still working on because I've been focusing on my health lately. Ministry, Animositas Amina. Same format I did for the Filth Peg video and the Dark Side of the Spoon video. Yeah, I'm doing one on this album too. Most of the script is written. I've been focusing on exercising more and, you know, just getting some things done around the house, around the property, etc. Late September, I was at 191 pounds. I bought a treadmill, and now I'm at 177. I've been taking some vitamin B, some of those stacker energy pills, metabolism boosters you get at the gas station. I've been taking those. And, of course, 2 miles a day on the treadmill. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. And also, I've been eating less, so that's been helpful. You might notice more pronounced jawline. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera. Look at that. That's some weight lost. Proud of myself. Overall, my mood's better. I'm sleeping better. I'm feeling better. And, you know, things like running back and forth to the mailbox. About a year ago, that would have killed me. Okay. Now, let's get back to your comments. A step up for Square. Any tips for long hair care? Ooh, you intentionally rhymed it that way, didn't you? Because you knew I was going to say it that way. Cantu leave-in conditioner after a shower while your hair is wet. Also, do not wash your hair more than twice a week, I'd say. At some point, you should start using a pick instead of a comb. Like a fine tooth comb, you know what I mean? Yeah, because there are lots of reasons for them. I'm not a beautician, I'm just telling you what I do. Let's see, Claire Grantham says, hey Tony. Hi Claire, how you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying some raw deer Mercer. Now let's see. Anthony Vadano, I got the Killbot and Gor Gor long sleeve last year. I loved getting that. Awesome! Hey, you should get the new one with the new design. It's awesome. I think the guy's name is Jumbo Jimbo. He designed it. Fucking rules. It's the one that kind of looks like Beavis. He's holding the record, and it's like, it says grind on next to it. It's badass. Oh, let's see. Banu says, can you make a video on decorating a Christmas tree with metal? Perhaps I could, as long as it ends with me setting the tree on fire. Hey, you know what? That would be a good special. Because I'm gonna start my vacation on Christmas Day. I'm going to Georgia for about a week or so, and it would be nice to have something to upload before I go. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about y'all. Let's see. I don't know why it's holding some of these comments. Hello from the UK. Here still in secondary school, face a lot of sexism and homophobia even though I'm not gay just because of having long hair. It's stupid. Well, you should tease them a little bit. You should just give them a fuck me eye and say, suck my dick. And usually they'll back off of you. Sam Bowling Alley asks, what metal YouTuber would you consider collaborating with? Well, I'm not very picky. Actually, I kind of am, but as long as I can get along with you and I like what you're doing, I'm fine with it. You know, and also as long as I don't feel like you're trying to ride my coattails and bogart my subscriber count by collabing with me. See, that's the thing. I had someone message me a few months ago asking if they wanted to do a thing with me on my channel. I said, well, I mean, once you turn 18, I'll think about it. Because YouTube has weird guidelines now about, I don't know, people under 18 in videos. Oh, well, you know, it's going to have to be on your channel because I want to get more subscribers. Oh, really? Well, you could do that without me. Why do you need me to do it? You know, maybe you should focus more on making good videos that people want to watch and not be, you know, boring. I don't know. I didn't say it like that, but it was just one of those things where it was obviously, you know, a thing of she just didn't, or they just didn't care about what I was doing. It was more of a thing of, you know, oh, I just want more followers. Well, earn it. Yeah, that's what people, you know, fail to realize is, you know, it's not exactly luck sometimes that you get followers or get recognized by people or bands or whatever. It's, you know, you work your ass off and you earn it. Chelsea Courier says, there was a white Mountain Dew. It was okay. Oh, I have not seen that. Orangey says, not really entitled, but I almost burnt the house down via lighting a menorah. Badass, dude. Yeah, trying to get through my, you know, Christmas story. Underground Sound says, hey, did Al sign with Sympathy? Actually, yes, he did, and I think in the next few minutes I'm going to tell that story about Chicago. I'm still reeling that in. For a lot of you who don't know, there was a book signing for a new photo book that came out from Ministry very recently, spanning their whole career. You know, their live pictures, some flyers from shows, different behind-the-scenes photo shoots and behind-the-scenes studio shots. Just all Ministry-related stuff. They didn't do any of the side projects. You know, Revolting Cocks, Palehead, PTP, Acid Horse, 1000 Homo DJs. Yeah, they didn't do any of that. They didn't even do Surgical Meth Machine. It was all Ministry. And so, yeah, they covered with Sympathy era stuff, Wax Trax era stuff. They covered everything up to Americant. It's about 270 pages, and I think they did a fantastic job. You know, you can go on Melodic Virtue's website and buy one now. It's about $75, or you can pay it in small payments. They have it set up in a way where if you can't pay it all up front, you can do like 4 payments of like $19 or something, and they'll send it to you. That's kind of cool. But yeah, this book signing. The book signing happened about a week ago in Chicago. It was very awesome, very surreal day. Kuma's Corner, which was around the same street. They did their own limited signature Ministry burger, which was one of the best burgers I've ever eaten. It's very awesome. If you've been following my Instagram, you've probably seen some of the pictures, but that burger, oh. And I've never been to Kuma's before. I was in Chicago last year to see X-Order, and, you know, I wanted to get some pizza instead, even though I knew I probably should have gone to both the pizza and the Kuma's, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, Kuma's was really awesome, and I was filming a lot of my day as I was going along, so yes, there will be a video. I just need time to sit on it for a while. Kuma's was awesome, and since the day was about Ministry, I decided to take a couple of hours and look for some Ministry locations, such as the original Wax Trax. It is now a dentist's office. Yep, no kidding. Record label where all these famous and badass bands like My Life with a Thrill Kill Cult, 242, Frontline Assembly, Ministry, of course, they all were released on that label, and now it's a dentist's office. Unbelievable, right? And of course, these same bands recorded a lot of their stuff at Chicago Trax, which was a studio up until the early 2000s, I think, and if I understand correctly, the building was torn down and rebuilt, possibly twice. And now, that address is a nail salon. Unbelievable. So the place where Skinny Puppy, Ministry, Revolting Cocks, and lots of other iconic bands have recorded has been reduced to, oh, I like a little pedicure. You know what I mean? Okay, let me read these comments before I go any further, because I don't want to keep the super chats waiting. Claire Grandham says, be careful taking supplements because sometimes they can cause more damage. Oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah, there's a warning label on the back of the supplements I take that talk about, oh, don't take more than 3 a day because that can cause heart problems. Dude, I don't see a reason to take more than 1 a day. No kidding. The first day I took one of those, let's see, what did I do? I did an extra mile on the treadmill. I was bouncing up and down and screaming while on the treadmill. I vacuumed the house. I swept and mopped the kitchen floor. I did the laundry, like 2 or 3 loads of it. And I was just, let's see, I was also out in the yard, like, gathering up scrap metal from one of the previous owners. It was, yeah, needless to say, those stacker supplements, they're no fucking joke. Okay, so getting back. Jack James says, once on the way to get Christmas supper, I put on Pantera, and Uncle just said, what the fuck is that? Kenny McCormick says, last Christmas, I got a bass and colored strings. Very awesome. I got a bass for Christmas 1 year, too. And I still play it. It's that PV one that I play that everybody seems to like. Shantak asks, what do you think about eating ass? Hey, if you want to own her soul, you gotta eat that booty. I'll be like Shang Tsung from fucking Mortal Kombat. I'll own that fucking soul! Let's see. Amanda question marks says, hey dude, your channel fucking rocks. Greeting from Brazil. Greetings from the US of A! Freaking Slayer says, I gave a friend a Somewhere in Time album, and he said, this ain't Fall Out Boy, I don't like it, and gave it back without listening to it. Well, they're gonna be unenlightened for the rest of their life. And at least you probably gave it to another friend who appreciated it. It probably enhanced their life in some way or another, and you can sleep well at night knowing that. Alright, so. This name doesn't matter to you, says Tony. Should I go see Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel? Yes, god damn it, you need to. So, back to my story on... Oh, back to my story on meeting Uncle Al after I read this last comment. Zypher says, last live stream I joined, you gave me advice on how to tell my family I want to keep my hair. Recently, after they asked me again and I explained why they're being childish, they offered me money. You should take the money and not get a cut anyway. Be like, hey, this is an asshole tax. Anyway, back to my story about meeting one of my heroes. So, Al Jourgensen, very nice for the brief exchange that we had. But, of course, it was expected that hundreds of people were going to show up at the venue for the book signing. Because here's the thing about Al Jourgensen, for those who aren't really familiar with Ministry. Al Jourgensen, he's kind of like Bob Dylan. It's not impossible to meet him, but he's a little on the reclusive side. So the chances of you meeting him are pretty much slim. You'll meet Sin Kieran after Ministry shows. You might meet Caesar. You might meet some of the drummers. But Al, once he's on the bus for good. So this was a really big deal. There are people who've been Ministry fans for 30 years, 35 years, and they've never met Al. So a lot of people came from different countries, different cities, different states to go to this book signing. And of course, they weren't going to let you into the signing without buying a book. Obviously. I had my copy reserved. But the point is, it was expected that hundreds of people were going to show up. So it was originally going to be in a flower shop. And the anticipation was so big that they moved it to a different venue. This venue, they host wedding receptions, they host different things, and there are 2 floors. It's a place called Morgan's on Fulton, okay? So, I wait in line for about 3 hours, maybe. Yeah, 3 hours. And I get there around 3 o'clock. It's supposed to open at 6. There are 2 people with me. And we start chatting up, talking about different things, talking about Ministry, where we're from, Chicago, and what it's like as a city, etc. We make friends, obviously. And as time goes along, naturally, more people show up. And by 6 o'clock, there aren't hundreds of people in line like we expected. There's just 30 people. Okay, cool. More time for us to absorb the greatness that it... Cool. To absorb the greatness that is Ministry. So, we are allowed in at about 6 o'clock. And right when you walk into the place, there's a whole gallery on the wall full of professionally shot photos by a guy named Derek Smith. He does a really good job photographing Ministry. In fact, he was their tour photographer for the Slayer tour that they just got off of. And all his pictures were on the wall. And in the corner, they were selling the books and giving reserved copies for those on the list. I got my copy. Couldn't believe it exists. I was just like, oh my god, it's finally here. I've been waiting for months to see this thing. And what they were doing was the security were letting 10 people at a time into an elevator to get to the second floor. That was where the signing was going to be. Of course, I walk in there, packed with 9 other people. I say, loving in that elevator! And they all go, oh no! And we start to get in line. I was somewhere within the first 10 people in line to, get to the signing table. And there were projectors going through all the different Ministry albums throughout the years, and a few minutes go by, and who is coming out of the back room other than Chris Connolly? Hot damn, Chris Connolly was there. That's badass. We were all like, hey, look, it's Chris Connolly. And he gives in a Scottish voice, he's like, hi. Yeah, so finally Al comes out, everybody's like, woo! They all clap. Him and Aaron Tanner, the author of the book, they come out, signing begins. You're allowed one extra thing besides the book to be autographed. And the cool thing about the signing was, and I didn't know this until after we were directed downstairs, was that, if you brought 2 or 3 things to be signed, they were for the most part pretty cool about signing it all and not saying anything, because they knew that it was a fan night, I ended up getting my copy of Filth Pig autographed, and guy behind me who said he didn't want anything autographed, I gave him my ticket to get in. He got that autographed, so that's really cool. They were also handing out autographed copies of the American booklet, which, all right, cool. They're handing out free. I'll take one. So, upon meeting Al, let's see, before it was my turn to get up there, 2 people behind me were sweating. And in my case, I was bouncing up and down. Bouncing up and down. And I'd made a point in line, in conversation. Man, I'm usually really good about not fanboying out in front of my favorite musicians. It's going to be real hard not to do so this time. And the guy behind me, he was like, dude, you're bouncing up and down. I'm getting it out of my system now, so that way I'm not like this when I get up there. So, I get up there, and the first thing I say is to Aaron, I say, hey, look, you know, thank you for allowing me to contribute whatever I contributed to the book. I sent my my oil can over for them to use, and it made it into the book. Really badass. I said, well, I hadn't read the book yet. I said, well, hopefully, of all the things I sent, the magazines, the oil can, hopefully you were able to use something. He said, oh, yeah, yeah, we used some from there. Al was like, oh, well, what did he send in? Oh, he sent the oil can. Al looked at me, oh, you sent that. Awesome, he already knew it. I wanted to keep it short. I just said, hey, Al, look, you know, I got 3 Ministry posters up on my wall. Your music's been the soundtrack to good situations and bad situations in my life, so I just wanted to say thank you. He appreciated that. I ended that story with... I told him, man, I drive my girlfriend crazy by talking about Ministry all the time, so if something ever happens to us, she's not going to ever be able to listen to Ministry again without thinking of me. Al laughed his ass off. I asked for a picture on my phone, and he was happy to oblige, as long as he was able to sit in the same spot he was sitting in. And meanwhile, Derek, the photographer, he was shooting the event, so he got a picture of me, you know, taking a picture with Al. I hit him up. Hopefully he's going to get back to me about, you know, getting a print. He's still organizing and editing his photo, so hopefully he gets back to me. That's going to be cool. But yeah, after the signing, we were all directed downstairs because of the limited space. And there was an after party in the basement of the building at about 8 o'clock. You know, just drinks, a DJ, 50 of us dancing around. Now, what we didn't realize was that while we were down there partying, who was there? Let's see. Adrian, his daughter, was there. Of course, his girlfriend Liz was there. She was very nice. She was handing out free coupons like shirts for this shirt store down the street. Dwayne Buford, who used to play keyboard with the band back in the 90s, he was there. They uploaded the pictures, and I didn't even recognize them. I'm like, wow, that's Dwayne? How about that shit? Let's see, somebody proposed in front of Al. A couple went up to the signing desk, and they were like, I've been waiting to ask you for a long time. They upload pictures of that, too. It's like, whoa, hot damn. Man, I wish they would have allowed us upstairs to watch some of that go down. Al was probably over there thinking, what the fuck? And what else? Oh, yes, and with sympathy. Yes. When they announced this book signing, they said, okay, you can bring one extra thing to be signed, except for with sympathy. He's still not going to sign that, even though his opinion on the album has softened. Well, then they buckled, and then they said, well, okay, tell you what. He'll sign it if you make a $1,000 donation to the Chicago Blackhawks Foundation. Sure enough, somebody was brave enough to make the donation, and you better believe they got a bunch of pictures of that being signed. and the pictures say it all. Al's just over there like, he's smiling, but in his eyes you can see he's just like, this fucking album. His girlfriend's in the background like, oh my god, somebody actually did it. And the guy who the album belongs to, he's sitting beside him, smiling his head off. But yeah, I met some really great people at that signing, and the whole thing was surreal. You know, I'm still sitting here like, wow, all that actually happened. In fact, you know what? I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see it. But, here is that picture with me and Uncle Al. I don't know if y'all will be able to see. You know what? Hold up. I can adjust it for you. Yeah, check that out. Pretty badass. Yeah, met some really good people. One guy drove me back to the airport, bought me some pizza after the thing was over. So, yeah, it was a good day. It was the best day I've had in years. You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you know, it's cool that you get to go to these meet and greets and these experiences and all this and all that." Well, you know, the thing is, it's there to be done. All you gotta do is choose to do it. You know, a lot of time, it's not luck. You gotta be at the right place at the right time. And sometimes when these artists say that they're gonna do these things, go do them. You know, anybody could have gone. All right, now let me just start reading these comments again because I know I went off on a tangent. Ear piercing metal asks, do I like J-Hop films? Absolutely. Irina Ranelli says, I have a shitload of issues with teachers and students in my school due to me listening to metal. Any tips? Give them the finger and say, suck my dick, and play some X order really loud. They'll go away after that. Let's see, what else? Pup Man says, Sim was a guest on Joey Diaz's podcast. Good episode. Yeah, he was on 3 or 4 of his podcasts, wasn't he? Personally, I like the Dave Navarro podcast that Al Jourgensen was on. That was really cool. It's a shame not a lot of people saw that one, but it was a good episode. You know, Al seemed to be in a good mood, and he told a good, funny story about this meet and greet he did where someone plucked nose hairs off of him. And how it was weird for him. I don't know. Man, could you imagine being in a band and somebody, like, plucking nose hairs off of your nose? Like, that's fucked up. Okay, come on. You should check out Nivek Ogre's side project, Ogre, from Not Your Average Basket Case. I saw them live. Good stuff. Alright, just going through the comments. Oh, True Bro says he's still talking. Yeah, I know. It was a long story. Oh, he's going to catch up with chat now. I know. Mario Man says, hey, Tony, do you like Metal Church? Sure, why not? Good old school death metal. Let's see. Super Luke 12 says, are you seeing Ozzy's last tour? No, because I saw them with Sabbath, and I don't want to get my hopes up, because he's going to go on tour for about 5 dates, and then he's going to have more health issues. Better not set myself up for disappointment like that. Bleeding Jokester Gaming and stuff. I wonder if anyone hears him laughing like a psycho. I would be scared to go to a school parking lot and someone sees me in here laughing. Hello, I'm the god of metal! Yeah, no kids are gonna walk up to me now, especially on a Saturday. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up with the comments, y'all. Catherine Garcia, have you ever read the book version of Lords of Chaos? Yes, I have. I read it when I was about 15 years old, and I liked the first half of it, and it just went way off the rails after that, and though I finished it, I didn't like it. And in general, the commentary recently from all the bands talking about how inaccurate it was just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like disingenuous things. Ace Productions says, Tony, what's your favorite Megadeth album? He sells. I really like Killing Is My Business, too. Really good stuff. Okay. Ashton R. I plan on going to a concert in St. Louis in June, but the problem is I could either go see Motley Crue or Ozzy. Which one do I go? I say Ozzy because chances are this is going to be his final tour. Like, for real. Motley Crue, those fuckers are probably going to do another final tour in a year or so, but they'll come back. What a joke. Hyping it all up and signing a contract saying that they're never going to tour under that name again and making a big deal about how much they hate each other and how they don't want to tour ever again. And now they're back. You know, all these farewell tours and end of the road tours. Y'all just, you know, be like Exodus. Exodus was on stage a few months ago and they said, yeah, all these bands are doing these final tours. Well, we're not fucking going anywhere. We're gonna thrash until we bust. Good on you, Exodus. That's why people love you, still. Everybody's doing the toxic waltz. Throw your partner against the wall. Anyway. Valentine Mendoza. What do you think about Abath's disastrous show in Argentina? I think he was just being himself. Some people say he was drunk. I say he was just being himself and being a goofball. I don't know. He does that. But if I understand correctly, he checked himself into rehab, so hopefully he gets success from that. Psycho Sociopath says, yes, I'm here. Thank fuck. Yes. Thanks to everybody who can make it out. And thanks to everybody who's super chatting and participating and writing comments and asking questions. I enjoy speaking to all of you. And if this thing will stop, oh, my hairdresser is a big fan of glam bands. Yeah. Macabre Helsing, super chat of €2. Thank you, dude! Do you like tacos? Yes, I do! Yes, I do. Now, I'm more of a quesadilla person myself. Quesadillas are sexy. And 5-layer burritos from Taco Bell. You know what? Y'all are making me hungry. I'm probably going to go to Taco Bell after this. Let's see. I think Motley Crue really did think they would never tour again. Yeah. And I'm sure Kiss thought the same thing back in 2000. And now they're eating their words, and so are Slayer. They're gone for now, but don't worry, they'll probably come back in a couple of years. They're gonna need money again. Oh yes, we got a GMC coming to visit us. I don't know if they're gonna stop or what. Enigmatic says, Killbot, you're a crazy fuck, and I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, they're just turning around. They saw me live streaming and they said, oh, fuck that shit. I like big titties! Their windows roll down. Maybe they'll hear it. You listen to Voivod from Vine. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I saw them live twice. Unbelievable. Samuel George gave me a $2 super chat. Thank you! Any tips on growing hair faster and better? I've also been taking supplements for hair, skin, and nails, so that really helps. And also, in general, just taking care of your hair. Just like taking care of your pear. Tony, do you like any of the Fast and Furious movies? You know, I haven't seen any of them. Now, let's go on to another topic. Oh, yeah. I was at the library yesterday, and as I was walking out of the library, had somebody drive past me in a car. This lady drove past me in a car. She had her window rolled down. Hey, sir, what size shoe do you wear? 11.5D. Oh, okay. I got 10.5 shoes back here I wanted to give to somebody. Thought maybe you could use them. Okay, thank you. And she drove off. I don't know. Part of me is wondering if she was trying to guess my pee-pee size or something. And that thought came to my head immediately. I should have just said, oh, 6.5 inches. but I'm off the market, so unfortunate for you. But she probably legitimately did have some shoes in the back. Speaking of shoes, I finally got some new ones recently. These are the Vans half cabs. They don't sell these in the wide cuts, but the 12s fit me just nicely. This right here, I like this. $30 for these half cabs, and they look nice. You know, Vans last a while. The pair of Vans I've been wearing for about 3 years, they finally gave out. I have a tendency to wear shoes until they literally fall apart, so... Actually, these shoes I bought specifically for the Chicago occasion. Wanted to look my best in front of my Uncle Al. Bought some new jeans and some new shoes, so it was very nice. So, on top of weird encounters, let's see. I think an old couple just drove past staring at me. They're probably like, what is that hooligan doing? Oh, these young hoodlums. Vandalizing school property and doing live streams in them. Anyway, so I'm on these weird encounters. So, I was on my way to see the Janitorturers a couple weeks ago. It was the last concert I'd been to. And I stopped at McKay's, this big CD, book, whatever store that's in Greensboro. It fucking rules. I shot a video there before. This is a man before metal, this is a man after metal. What, there's no Nile? What the fuck? That store. Huge CD selection. I'm just roaming through the CDs. I'm the only one in there except for this tall man with a toboggan on his head. And as I'm browsing through the CDs, he whispers to me, he's like, hey man, are you cool with black people? What an odd question to ask somebody. I said, well, I pretty much hate everybody equally. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean, the human race is going to go to hell in a handbasket in the next 50 years, and we're all going to kill ourselves, we're going to pollute the earth, we're going to, strike down nature, and nature's going to strike back and fuck us all up, and blah, 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 blah. I'm going on my rant about how the human race is going to fuck itself, and we're all a cancer, and basically, not only am I speaking my mind, I'm trying to be off-putting to him on purpose so that way he'll leave me alone and go away. Because I don't know where this conversation's going, and I'm just being myself. So he's just like, okay. Well, look, man, I'm new to this street, and I haven't really been able to celebrate Thanksgiving, and I need $4.50, and nobody's giving me any money because I'm black. If I were white, they'd probably give me money. I'm like, oh God, seriously. You're begging for money in a goddamn CD store? Come on! And not only that, but you're playing the fucking race card? Dude, I don't care if you're green or purple. If you just ask politely outside the store, I will give you money. As soon as he said the race card, I just pulled out my wallet. I was like, here's $1. Just go away. I didn't say it like that, but I gave him $1 just to make him go away. I said, well, here's your $1. That's all I got, man. Well, you don't have to say it so loud. I said, well, fuck it. They're going to think, the rest of the store is going to think whatever they're going to think about it. Immediately afterwards, I went to the desk and I said, hey, there's a tall guy in here with a toboggan begging for money. And I think they kicked him out of the store, but I'm sitting there thinking, really? You're doing this in a CD store where they're selling these for like $9, $10, $12 a piece? Come on. I go to McKay's to try to relax. I don't want people fucking bugging me for money when I'm shopping for metal. I hate people asking me for money all the time anyway. They always want it for no reason. And it's like, dude, I worked for my money. Why should I give you what I earned? That just blew my mind. I'm like, man. Anyway. That just blew my mind on so many levels, so I thought I'd share that story with you. Alright, back to the thing. Mr. Gunter says, I'm the guy from Instagram who finally got some X-Order. Cheers to you. Good for you, man. Hopefully you like the new album. Honestly, the new album took me a listen or two to get into it, but after I got into it, I really liked it. So, I think the biggest thing was that, it was produced so well. Because the other two X-Order albums, they have sheet metal sounding guitars. And they're very rough sounding, so it was like, wow. X-Order with good production? This doesn't sound like the same band. But that's also part of the charm of those older albums, so. Let's see. What else? Ragnar's Ava says, hail from Latvia. Nice to see that I've got an audience over in Latvia. Thank you for your viewership. Let's see. Andrew Crawford, 34, asks, what's your craziest mosh pit experience? That would be Exodus, my friend. Look, there's some wild goddamn mosh pits all over the place from different bands. You haven't been to a true mosh pit until you've been to an Exodus pit. Whew. Obituary can get a little crazy too, but Exodus, look, Toxic Waltz is the ultimate mosh pit song, period. So even if you choose not to mosh for the rest of the show, you gotta jump in. You know what I mean? Good God, look, that Georgia barbecue festival I went to, where they had Exodus and Exorder and all these other bands playing. You know, everybody from Exorder and Cataclysm, they all stayed and watched Exodus, and they were blown away. They're like, wow, these guys had the same energy tonight as they did back in the 1980s when we saw them. I mean, there are a lot less injuries now, but everybody's doing the Toxic Waltz. Come on in here and have a ball. Chuck Schuldiner says, I'm fucking alive. Well, good for you, right? Finish the Control Denied album already, then, damn it. There's be somebody pulling into the church in the parking lot next to us. They're in need of some saving. Maybe they should go to a metal church. Owen Hernandez says, what jacket is that? This bomber right here belonged to an old family friend who unfortunately is no longer with us. I raided the wardrobe after he died and found this jacket, and his significant other said, oh, you've been so helpful in this time of need, and you know, Bill would have wanted you to have that, so have it. It's like, oh, thank you. I like it. It's nice and warm. It was a little big on me for a long time, but now that I've grown into it, kind of looks like something Arthur Morgan would wear, you know what I mean? Unappealing's what I do best. Let's see. The Desecrator says, I'm not the type to ask about your opinions, but what's your take on the current state of thrash and the resurgence of neo-thrash bands? Personally, I'm a huge fan of that shit. Well, hey, as long as they're happy making music and there's good bands kicking out there, go for it, you know. I'm more of a death metal guy than a thrasher, but, you know, I'll listen to anything as long as it's good. You know, I've been known to listen to jazz and blues and all that other stuff. So, Felony Strutter says, hails from Philly. Hails from Elon, North Carolina. Hail from Estonia. Hail to you, Claus Eric Kron. I don't know. Hail from Denmark, from Mads Bunker. Very awesome. Very awesome. Let's see. Felony Strutter says, I'm in shock. I'm a huge Morbid Angel fan, and the latest Vincent album sucked, but I just saw the box set for it. Yeah, Morbid Angel hasn't been Morbid Angel since Gateways. I mean, they're a great live band. Just, you know, the albums, I'm not too big of a fan of. Still haven't exactly heard Kingdom's Disdained all the way through, but a couple songs I did hear, I liked them. I think the production kind of sucked, but the songs were a huge step up from anything since Gateways. A lot of people talk about the I album and how horrible that was, but a lot of people forget Heretic. That was almost as bad. Now people are going to defend that album. Oh, well, just the production sucked. No, the album sucked. Just let it go. There's so many better ways that you can fill up your hard drive space than having that piece of crap on your iTunes library. Okay? What else can we talk about as soon as I... Okay, what else can we talk about? Oh yeah, so how about I got a speeding ticket about a month ago? Now that the day is over and the court date is over, now I can talk about this, but I was on my way back from Louis C.K.'s show. Yeah, I still like Louis C.K. Fight me. I still like him. Anyway, laughed my ass off. It was a funny show, but the problem is, it was in Charlotte. So these Charlotte trips, it's not even so much that it's difficult to get there. It's difficult to get back because it's a 2-hour drive for me. So, after a show, I'm tired as fuck. I just want to get home. And with Charlotte, it's really long. It's a really long drive. And also the thing about Charlotte, there's always some weird construction, or they have work zone signs for no reason, and they close off half the highway and put cones on half the lanes for no reason. They do this pretty often in Charlotte. So I was cruising along at a good 78 miles per hour, and what I didn't realize was that this work zone was legitimate, and the speed limit for it was about 55. Well, by the time I saw the cop about 100 feet ahead of me and I hit the brakes, he was somehow able to clock me while I was 100 feet behind him. Holy shit. So that happened. He pulled me and he said, man, just for your speed alone, you got to go to court for this. I'm like, oh, great. So if you go over 15 miles the speed limit in North Carolina, there's a good chance you could lose your license. That didn't happen, obviously, since the day is over, but needless to say, I had to hire a lawyer. Hired a good lawyer from Charlotte who's a little aggressive, and that was a good $100 right there. And I showed my driving record, totally clean. I've been driving for about 2.5 years now, and he said, well, look, since it's a work zone, we probably can't do a prayer for judgment, but we can at least get it reduced and have no points added to your license. Okay, cool. Well, court date rolls around, and oh, this still makes me mad. He sent me an email in the afternoon saying, hey, we got it totally reduced to improper equipment. All you gotta do is pay this $500 court fine and you're good to go. I was like, whoa, great, improper equipment. That means no points whatsoever and it's done for. Yay! So I started dancing and shit, and I started celebrating and everything, and then the lawyer sends me another email, says, hey, my apologies. It was actually reduced to 64 and a 55 outside of a work zone. I was like, just a smile on my face faded away slowly but intensely. I said, but there's no points on that, right? Oh, well, there's 3 DMV points, but no insurance points, so your insurance shouldn't go up. It's like, okay, cool. Well, I mean, the first email, had it been true, would have been the far better of the two outcomes, but you know what? I live to fight another day. I sit there and I almost cried when I paid that court fine. Why did I have to go that fast that night? If I had a time travel machine, that would be one of the things that I'd fix. Hey man, there's a cop about 2 miles ahead. Watch your goddamn speed, man. Oh, but I'm tired. Fuck you. Pull over and sleep for a little bit and then go home. Still kicking myself in the ass for that. Quite unintelligent of me. And also, this was in a county where they're not quite as interested in negotiating prices and fines and punishments as other counties are, so yeah. That could have ended a lot worse for me than it did, but I'm here. I live to fight another day. For the love of God, though, listen, I know a lot of you are, really young and still in school and everything. You get a speeding ticket, for the love of God, hire a lawyer. Do not try to represent yourself. Don't even plead guilty. They will reduce it to something. If they won't eliminate it, they will reduce it. Please, for the love of God. Representing yourself might end bad for you. So, Ragnar's Ava says, do your shirts ship to Latvia? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All you gotta do is hit me up in a private message via my Facebook page or my Instagram page, and I'll work out a price with you. But I ship all over the place. So, Demolition Hammer is fucking Thrash from Patrick Ralph, and they're fucking good too. Bebop Diddle says howdy from Central Illinois. Howdy from North Carolina. Tyler Wemhoff says hail from Nebraska. I got another one, hail from Serbia, from Mr. Master. Nice to see y'all. Alright, now let's... Got a question asking how many hot dogs I can stick up my ass. I haven't stuck any hot dogs up my ass in a while. I should try that again sometime. Have you ever been to Arizona? No, I have not. Oh. Okay, no blood. Good. Drink from the dew from the mountain. Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine lately. This new Star Wars stuff coming out, and this new Star Wars movie, which apparently is terrible, and I have no interest in seeing it, obviously. I was in the mood to watch the original trilogy in its original form. You know, there's the Kvlt DVDs, the Jourgensen altered or original trilogy, whatever. The Kvlt DVDs that my family has that are uploaded to Plex, and I was talking to a friend of mine about them and talking about Han Solo shooting first, but the phone was autocorrecting it to Hans Solo. Yes, Han Solo shot first, and she kept correcting me. It's Han Solo! She was getting gung-ho about that shit. And the next time I talked to her, I was like, you know what? No, it's German. Han Solo! Well, Jabba might take your ship. Over my dead Rammstein! I don't know. I imagine some Germans are probably watching this like, oh, that's, yeah, we're more than just Rammstein and Scheibe and Nimzalem. I know, you're all human, and I respect you, of course. I just think that saying Han Solo like Han Solo with that stereotypical accent is funny. You know, I have a lot of trouble reconciling that. Alright, so... yeah, what else? Yeah, somebody was talking to me recently on Instagram about Dave Mustaine and Metallica. Everybody wants to talk to me about Metallica and Megadeth. In the case of Megadeth, it's one of those things where Dave just, you know, he never really let Metallica go. Every single interview he's in, he's always got to talk about, oh, James Hetfield, oh, Kirk Hammett, I got kicked out of Metallica. Metallica this, Metallica that. And there are all these, you know, news articles about things he says about Metallica. You know, I think Metallica has a department probably in their company. Mustaine Management is the department. They get alerted every time he says something about Metallica, controversial or not. And their team has to decide how to handle it. Maybe they defuse the situation, or they tell the band, or they pay Mustaine some money and they calm him down. I don't know. But I have a feeling that every time he says something about Metallica, Hetfield's probably over there like, oh, what that son of a bitch say this time? Man, people were telling me about his autobiography. I imagine every chapter is like, okay, chapter 1, my life before I entered Metallica. Chapter 2, my life in Metallica. Chapter 3, I got kicked out of Metallica. Chapter 4, I formed a new band because I got kicked out of Metallica. Chapter 5, I released a big album because Metallica released a big album. Chapter 6, I'm not mad at Metallica anymore. I just wish that they talked to me now. Chapter 7, oh, my band's on the downfall while Metallica's rising. Chapter 7. You know, on and on and on. Always about Metallica. You know, I just sit there and imagine that Mustaine's like at home fucking his wife, and he's probably like, see Metallica! Metallica! Yeah, Betsy motherfucking James Hetfield! James Hetfield! James Hetfield! James Hetfield! Whoa! Wow! You know what I mean? That's probably what goes down in that household. I don't know. I don't really want to know either. but you know what I mean? It's like, dude, your band is 10 times better. Don't talk about Metallica anymore. But just because I say that doesn't mean that they're preferred listening for me, because neither of them are cool. Always remember that. A lot of people say, oh, well, which is the better band, Metallica or Megadeth? Cool. Thank you. I just pissed off a lot of people by saying that, I imagine. Hello from Roundup, Montana, from Cameron Wilson. Hello! Macabre Helsing says thoughts on alien weaponry. I saw them live. Interesting band. Kind of sounds like a more metalized Tool. It's like when Tool and Grindcore meet. I like the concept they have now. Ace Production says, who's better, AC/DC or Guns N' Roses? AC/DC. Up, shoot up, shoot up, Bill Cosby, I'm putting Papa down the bed in the bill. Just in case y'all didn't see my Instagram post. Not your average basket case says, as much as I hate to, gotta run. Keep penetrating both holes. Will do, my man. Will do. Thank you for joining. Alright, now how long have we been doing this? Right now, it is 5 o'clock. Well, to avoid the risk of keeping this from going on too long, I guess I'm going to have to end this in another 5 minutes or so, but I want to keep you guys entertained. So, anything up here that I want to talk about before we end this? Well, not really. I just want to sit with y'all a few minutes. We're having a lot of fun here, aren't we? Like I said, I've been kind of focusing on taking care of myself, exercising more, eating less, eating better, and I've been feeling better. So, when the next video comes out, which is going to be a ministry-related video, more than likely, it's going to be off the charts. Max Brody, who is the drummer for the Animositas Amina album, he's got a website, you know, for all the bands he's been in. He's got pictures and all kinds of cool stuff from all the different bands and projects he's been in, and he gave me permission to use some pictures from the website as long as I post a link to his page, which, absolutely. There are pictures up there that I'd never even seen before. All these cool pictures of in the studio shots from 2003 and the Dark Side tour and everything. And in high quality, no less. That'd be perfect for the video. And also, I kind of wanted to wait for this video to... I kind of want to wait on this video until the book by Melodic Virtue came out because, again, you know, behind-the-scenes photos I've never seen. You know, I wanted to include those in there. So, yeah. I feel like everybody's going to enjoy it, and I feel like everybody's going to enjoy my Chicago video as well. It's a really great city. Good people. Good seeing. Oh! A $5 super chat from Felix Wolf. Hope you're doing well. Stay awesome. Dude, thank you so much, and I hope you're enjoying all that vinyl I sold you. Look, y'all. This guy has bought over a dozen records from me when I was selling all my records over Instagram a few months ago. This dude just kept buying them and buying them and buying them. And he lives nearby. So, you know, I was like, you know what? Just meet me over at Biscuitville, over in my town. And we had breakfast quite a couple times. And that was our record exchange. It's really cool. So hopefully you're enjoying those, dude. Thank you so much once again. Speaking of records, sold a $200 record on Discogs. It was $280. Okay. Including shipping. And at first, I was bouncing up and down over this triumphant victory and everything. I sold this expensive record. And then I got hit with the fees. I knew there was going to be a Discogs fee, so I was like, $20. Okay, whatever. Then there was the PayPal fee. And then 15% sales tax that I got paid. So the fees ended up being $45 for this $280 record. It's like, whoa, Jesus. It's just one of those things where it's like, well, the sales tax is totally new, so, man, it's not like they're hurting for sales either. Why? Anyway. Killerboy9898, what's the brand of hair supplements you use? Honestly, I just found whatever was available at Family Dollar and just used those. Some work better than others, but these seem to be working, so can't complain. Kanan Nakogi says, Killbot, I'm getting drunk. Any advice? If you feel the urge to sing, start singing. People will usually sing along with you. Alexandru Marcoux says, hello, my friend Irina watches you and I support you too. Nice day. Thank you very much, dude. What else? What else? Okay, going down the list. A-Man1998 says, I'm hoping to get Wargle, a book written by Dave Brocky, for the holidays. Look it up. I'd love to see you do a video on it. I think he released that only as an ebook, didn't he? It's supposed to be like a really confusing novel. uh, for those who don't know, Wargle, it's a song on the Ragnarok album by Gwar. And Dave Brocky ended up taking the concept of the song and turning it into a book. And it's like this really confusing, gory, weird book that Dave, like, one of his mind experiments. Anyway. Let's see. Felony says, if you have any albums left to sell, let me know. Well, I might do that because I do have a couple. So. Alright, it is 5:10 now, so I think it's time to bring our little session to a close. It was wonderful talking to all you nice people. So, check out my Instagram page, Killbot&GorGorAttack. Check out my Facebook page. Support me on Patreon if you choose to do so. Buy some shirts. I got some shirts. I got some magnets. You can buy them directly from me or on Amazon. And drink some Mountain Dew. And grind on. See y'all later.